Paramount has one last chance to acquire Netflix. At this point, they look like Pepe Le Pew, so if they don't acquire it, after all of this, it will look more embarrassing than a Kanye West Twitter rant. Zack Snyder and Hollywood star ignite discussion about the DCEU's return. Are they delusional, or is there backroom discussion happening that we don't know about? Is Skydance 2.0 the video generator that has completely changed visual effects, completely cooked after this new development? They've started restricting licensed IPs on their platform, and lawsuits are already beginning. Zack Snyder's DCEU is in the Epstein files? Jared Leto gets a mention, and you'll be stunned by the revelations. Lanterns news divides fans. Is the DCU cooked, or are they about to usher in a new era of superhero productions? Let's get into it. Paramount has been a thorn in the side of the WBD Netflix merger, to the point they are somehow back in the running. But this is their last chance. Flashback to when they said they would be just fine if they didn't acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. Flash forward, and they tried to stop Netflix's deal with lawsuits, had backroom meetings, and even had world tours like Lady Gaga to stop it from happening. And again, we're talking Pepe Le Pew level desperation here. The industry watched David Ellison scramble, upping the ante every 2 weeks like he was at a frantic auction. But when shareholders are involved and there could be an objectively superior offer, they have an obligation to consider it. And when Larry Ellison signs a $43 billion guarantee, superior becomes an understatement. But this time, this was called a final offer. They've agreed to swallow WBD's massive debt, pay Netflix's $2.8 billion breakup fee, and even pay a ticking fee directly to the shareholders' pockets if the government slows them down. And no one is sure how this will go. The offer is genuinely amazing. Netflix has signed the contract, but Paramount has just offered them a golden egg. Let me know in the comments how you think all of this will unfold. Zack Snyder cannot stop making news in the DC space, and in my opinion, the timing is intentional. He is capitalizing on the mergers happening with Netflix and WBD, or the potential acquisition from Paramount. He is using the chaos to put pressure on the studios to greenlight his projects. And during all of this, he just met with David Ayer, the director of the original Suicide Squad movie. You may or may not know this, but there's a major push to release the director's cut of the Suicide Squad, also known as the Ayer's Cut. According to David Ayer, the movie is largely done. In August 2023, James Gunn told him it would have its time to be shared with no release timing promised. They dropped a photo on Instagram like they were posing for a rap album's cover, which of course David Ayer reshared himself. But it was what followed that caused a major stir in the DC community. Tetiana Gaidar began responding to comments on their images, essentially stating that the Ayer cut was coming. She was also featured in one of the photos. Reminder, she worked on John Wick Chapter 4 behind the scenes and starred in Resident Evil. She works on-screen and off-screen in major Hollywood productions. But it makes me wonder, why is she attaching herself to this story? She's not even in the Suicide Squad. She's not even in any of the DCEU movies. Let me know what you think all of this means in the comments. Does Zack Snyder and David Ayer know something that we don't? Or is all of this hype farming for engagement? Is Skydance 2.0 done? Most of us have seen the incredible, stunning videos generated in Skydance 2.0. Many scenes come very close to Hollywood level production, and this has resulted in crossovers, sequels fans have demanded, and fun interpretations. But the fun may be over. Many Skydance 2.0 users are reporting that copyrighted characters are no longer allowed to be used. Many may remember Sora was incredibly popular until the major IPs couldn't be used. Not only that, studios are banding together to go after platforms that host this type of content. But my understanding is that this AI can read storyboards, meaning it could empower original stories and original characters. And of course, in advertising, it could be used in a million different ways. Let me know what you think will happen, and let me know what you think about these developments before we could even try it. And also, would you watch an AI movie? Zack Snyder's DCEU made the Epstein files? Jeffrey Epstein, who was seemingly everywhere and nowhere at the same time, was at the Batman v Superman New York premiere. The emails discuss logistics, seating, tickets, etc. Jeffrey Epstein was also a huge fan of Batman. Batman was mentioned in over 100 emails. Not only that, Jeffrey Epstein collected Batman memorabilia, including Batarang-shaped knives. All very strange. First off, who invited him to the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice premiere? And who invited him to the after party afterwards? I want names and I want details. The Joker actor Jared Leto was also mentioned in a very creepy way. One email stated, Jared Leto did very well, with a smiley face afterwards. We don't know the context or what this means. Lanterns released their logo, which is on the more minimalistic front, which as a graphic designer and someone who makes logos and does marketing for a living, that is the current trend. But despite that, there is an influx of complaints and an uproar over this logo. Not enough green, not enough color, and people are worried. Well, let me tell you, let's wait for the show. A logo never determines how successful or how good a movie or show will be. Yes, this logo is a little bit understated, but let's let the show deliver. There's a major breaking news story that happened while I was editing this video, so it has to be reported. Variety broke the news that Man of Tomorrow was having a significant name change to Superman Man of Tomorrow. I say this is significant because recently James Gunn indicated this is not Superman 2. This is a different movie that happens to include Superman having a major role. But just earlier, James Gunn responded to this news story saying it was not true and the movie title remains Man of Tomorrow. And this is why I always emphasize leakers and those that spread unsubstantiated rumors without saying it's a rumor are a cancer to the movie discussion industry. It damages movie discussion discourse, and it also damages movie productions. This is why, for example, in Avengers Doomsday, some of the actors filmed scenes with other characters they didn't know who was in the scene. Do you think that helped the actor act better or worse? And this is because of leakers. They are afraid that information will come out and spoil the movie. So these leakers have literally damaged the movie making process. Enough is enough. So there you have it. A lot of news around Warner Brothers Discovery and the DC umbrella, along with some related bombshells. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video and like it to show support. It really does make a difference.